Okay, are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Please let me know if we are live. Are we live? Are we alive? Am I live? Am I live? Please tell me if I'm live. Hopefully I'm live. I'm not seeing that I'm live. Up. There we go. Yep, I'm live. That's awesome. Let me just check the other one too. Am I live on this one too? Yep. I'm live on this one too. Hello everyone, welcome back. We are going to continue making every drink from Karmotrine Dream. Now, I need to promote, but that's just had to make sure I was live. Okay. And give me a sec. Okay. Let me just move this over a sec. Okay, there we go. Oh shoot, I forgot it does that. My laptop has this weird thing where like when I put down a YouTube link, it doesn't actually put the actual link down. It just puts the title of the video. I don't actually understand why it does that. Okay. And then now I just gotta boop and boop and boop and finally, oh, where was it? Oh, here we go. Boop. Okay, there we go. All set up. We're ready to go. I've been excited for this. I've been nervous about it actually. I've not been I've been nervous about oh, I'm not sure how good this is gonna go. Hopefully it's gonna be something exciting. Hopefully you people think this will be good. I'm honestly just trying to I'm honestly just trying to do my best. I'm just trying to remind myself of why I'm doing this, because I really did want to do this. I really did want to make all of this for everyone, and I did have like a deep interest in making drinks, teaching people how to make drinks, and so I think this would be a good starting point in like showing people like what I do. Like I make a bunch of drinks that other people made, like give my own take on it. I think it's really fun, so that's why I'm doing this. That's why this is what I plan to do, and I think it'll be a good time. So hopefully you guys think so too. The first thing I'm going to do actually is I am going to skip all the way to here, to the Zen Star. Why? Because this is a very interesting drink. So as you can see here, the Zen Star is this crazy looking purple drink, and the thing is, I'm super excited about this one. The thing is, you have to do some crazy science stuff in order to get this to work properly, because the way this works is that we're going to be doing milk clarification. So what we're going to do is put all these ingredients together it's going to contain lemon juice and whole milk at the same time, which would curdle. So that the lemon juice is going to cause the milk to curdle, and because of that, you're gonna have a separation occur, and so we have to prepare this over time. So this will be the first drink I start preparing, but it won't be done until the end of the stream. So I want to get started on that first, and then we can do everything else. Hello, hi T. How you doing? Glad you can show up. I'm always happy to see to see you around. It's awesome that you support me like this. I just wanted to get something set up real fast. I actually did a better job today of preparing all my ingredients in advance, so there actually will be less delay between drinks. I will probably have to rinse this out every now and then, my shaker tins, but okay. I probably have I still have to take breaks to clean my shaker tins, but for the rest of in terms of like prep work for each individual drink, I already did that ahead of time so that we don't end up wasting a ton of time. That being said, I want to get started on the Zen Star because we have to do it early. Took some headache medicine and I was starting to get a headache, otherwise doing well. Oh man, hopefully you start feeling better soon. Headaches can be a nightmare. So glad you're taking care of yourself. I'll be right back just to grab some whole milk, but then after that we'll get started right away. Already feeling better, which is good. Yeah, that's awesome. It's good that you're feeling good. So where were we? Yes, the Zen Star. So I will need to prepare this ahead of time. So this will come later in the stream, but I have to prepare it now for it to be ready. So what we're gonna do is combine these 4 ingredients first. So first we'll need sake. One of my favorites, by the way. I really want to do a sake review stream because I really love sake. Green tea. Whole milk. And then 1 ounce of lemon juice. So we're going to put this all together in a cup. So let's get this out of the way so we can do this one at a time. Oh yeah, so I need to measure out 1/3 or the cup. Okay, I forgot to get a measuring cup. Give me one more sec. Not as well prepared as I thought I'd be, but well, hopefully everything else will go smoother. So, into our cup, we are going to pour in 1/3 of a cup of whole milk. There we go. 1/3 of a cup of whole milk. And it does have to be whole milk. You can't use like a nut milk. You probably can't use like a lower fat milk. You would need to, as far as I understand with this, so you really need like whole milk for this kind of process. I'm not actually 100% sure on that, and which is why I'm excited to try this out. 3 ounces of sake. Three ounces of sake. The cap is not cooperating with me. Okay. I see milk already. My lactose intolerant ass can't drink this. It's yeah, unfortunately you probably can't. I did hear that there's lactose intolerant to milk, but it's no, I do think you have to use whole fat milk for this. 6 ounces of green tea. Okay, let me try that again. 6 ounces of green tea. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, 6 ounces. Take a lactate it is then. How you doing, bud? Pretty good, pretty good. I was excited for this stream because like I realized last stream that like a big reason why it dragged was because I didn't have the ingredients properly prepared. So now I took the time to actually prepare all my ingredients ahead of time so that I can so that it's a little easier for me. I can streamline the process a little bit. All right, 2 ounces of simple syrup, 2 full ounces of simple syrup. This is just a normal 2-to-1 simple syrup that's homemade. This is much fuller than I thought it would get. Oh my goodness, this is much fuller than I thought it would get. And then finally, and this is how the magic happens. One lemon's worth of juice. Now, technically, the recipe says an ounce of lemon, but lemons typically have about like an ounce to 1.2 ounces. So like I kind of stopped bothering measuring because I don't typically enjoy like half squeezing a lemon, you know what I mean? So I just use the lemon and then trust that it's around what I need it to be. It's not rocket science. It doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, there we go. And as you can see near the top there, it's already starting to curdle a little bit. It is already starting to change. What I'm going to do is let this sit for a while and let it separate while we work on everything else, and then we'll come back to this drink and then do the proper milk clarification to see how it turns out. I'm very excited to see how this finishes. But for now, we leave this aside for at least an hour. Right. So while we wait for that, on to the other recipes. Let me just put the milk away and clean up this area, and then we'll get to the recipes proper, the much more easier ones. That reminds me of a YouTube channel that did a clarified pina colada. Ooh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, there's a lot of weird ways you can like clarify juices so that you can make your drinks clear despite the fact that they would have like cloudy, like obviously milk is cloudy, it's pure white, like fruit juice is cloudy because of all the pulp in it. When you're able to clarify these liquids to make your drink, it looks so cool all the time. And so that's why I'm excited for this drink, is to have like a milky drink that's also clarified. So I'm excited to see how that turns out later. Alrighty, with all that out of the way, let's get to the cocktails part. The actual first drink on the menu today is going to be the Fringe Weaver. It's a pretty beautiful old looking drink with inside of an up glass with a nice pool of orange, and it is going to contain bourbon, vermouth, and 2 notes, they do not specify. Oh, is my vertical feed lagging? Oh no. Oh no, I think my vertical feed in might be lacking. That's unfortunate. Okay. So, vermouth. There we go. Vermouth. Now, they do not specify what kind of vermouth. There's lots of different kinds of vermouth. There's red vermouths, there's blanc vermouths, there's dry vermouths. I'm going to assume, based on the general vibe of this cocktail book, that they're going for a sweet vermouth. Some apple juice. Apple juice. Bitters. Just usual Angostura bitters. They also do not specify the bitters, but also whenever someone doesn't specify bitters, they almost always mean Angostura bitters. Sugar cubes. This will be fun. I think I know what these are for. This will be a cool thing. And finally, club soda. Now I have a soda stream, so I can just make my own carbonated water, but if you do not have one, just like any old club soda would be fine. I remembered it was cocktail chemistry. I'll DM the vid to you. Awesome. Please do. I need to follow more mixologists. I keep forgetting to. I know that like a lot of people get inspired by cocktail chemistry because they do all this weird science shit to their drinks to make them cool, and like that's the sort of thing I live for. It's just like, oh, when I learned layering, it always felt awesome because like you have to know the densities of different alcohols, and then so I love that kind of stuff. So if yeah, please DM that to me if you can. Okay, let's see. It does contain juice, so this will be a shake and drink. So let's get started on that. I would say Big Tin, yeah. I think I prefer the Big Tin technique now, mostly just because it's easier. Oh, okay, so that's how they want me to do it, sure. And that will be cooler anyway, so let's start with the glass actually. It was a pina colada with a clarified milk punch. It was so cool looking. Oh, now I'm even more excited for the thing we're preparing for the clarified milk thing. that really does sound hella good. I do love me a pina colada. It sounds even better if you do some fancy stuff to it, because like a pina colada is simple and perfect. It really is just a really simple old drink. Nothing wrong with that, obviously, because it's delicious. And then just every little thing you add onto it to make it that little bit more complex, that little bit more cool, just always elevates it. That's why the pina colada is such a great drink, is because it's good on its own and can be elevated really easily. I'm excited for that. Oh shoot. Sorry, there is a little like system wonkiness that I wanna make sure of. Oh, weird. Weird. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Um Anyways, it's my go-to summer drink. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I I tend to lean Mai Tai, but yeah, and you can't go wrong with any of these like tropical, like tiki or island drinks. Oops. Oops. Okay. Okay. Oh boy, look at those things. Okay. So we're gonna take one of these sugar cubes. How do I approach this? Okay. And then we're gonna place it in the center. Alright. And then, so this is a really old school thing that they used to do. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna soak it with 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. So soak it in 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. And then crush it with our spoon or a muddler. I have a muddler, so there we go. A nice sugary, spicy paste. Okay, so we have this set up. Let's say aside and prepare the rest. So 1/2 ounce of apple juice. Oh wait, I'm using the small tin anyways, but that's fine. A 1/4 ounce of vermouth. Okay, how do I open this thing? Ah! Okay, okay. That just comes off. An ounce of, 1/4 ounce of vermouth. I'm going with a sweet vermouth. Now that I've opened this, I should let you know you need to refrigerate your vermouths, and they will only last in the fridge for a couple of months. So, if you like drinks with vermouth, I'm sure you can go through it fast. But if you don't tend to like drinks with vermouth, I would genuinely recommend not picking up some vermouth. It is a pretty fancy ingredient that you might not always need and can go to waste pretty easily. That being said, it also tastes pretty good on its own. A way to get rid of it is, if you do happen to like it, just have it on the rocks. It's real good on the rocks if you like it. Vermouth can be a tricky one to get into. I'm not even particularly into it. And finally, some bourbon. I'm thinking Four Roses here is a very nice and it's a pretty complex bourbon, but it's not so complex to be inaccessible. And so it's just got a lot of nice like fruit notes, a lot of caramel and baking spices. It's a really good bourbon. Something you'd be able to appreciate even as a new mixologist. and something that you'll still like even as you get more experience and learn about like other stuff as you branch out. 2 ounces of that. And that's it, right? Yeah. So we'll have to shake this with ice. Shake this with ice. Top with club soda and garnish with a lemon peel. So let me just grab ice and then we can do all that. Shake for about 12 seconds. Nice. Stirring that into our coupe, which we've prepared with the Angostura. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a lovely drink. I'm actually a little bit hesitant to put the the club soda, but I'm going to follow the recipe. So 2 ounces of club soda. 2 ounces of club soda to top it off. Now, this doesn't have the effect I thought it was going to have, but if we kept the sugar cube intact, it would still be on the bottom, and then it would be like bubbling up continuously. And that's a really cool effect. If we did not crush the sugar cube, it would do that, but also our drink would not be very sweet because it's not dissolved. So that's a cool versus functional thing that you have to decide for this drink. Maybe we can try this again sometime and actually show that effect. There is another drink that I've seen do that. I can't remember what, but like you put like a sugar cube with like Prosecco and lemon juice and whatnot, and then it's gonna continuously bubble up, and you don't need the sweetness because Prosecco is already really sweet. And then I do think, like, genuinely that this would benefit from a nice rip of lemon. Squeeze that in and then just drop it in. And the Fringe Reaver. Oh, that is delightful. Oh, this is really good, actually. Ooh, yeah, that's really good, actually. This is a banger. This one hits. I found that, like, I didn't really like like a lot of the drinks so far in this cocktail book, this one hits very well. Now, I will say I was right. It does not need the club soda. All the club soda does is thin it out for people who are not into like the bold flavors of like a particularly strong whiskey, a particularly weird vermouth, and that's understandable. Like the fact that that makes this drink more accessible is actually kind of awesome. But for me, I don't particularly need that. I would leave the club soda out to like maximize all the other flavors instead of mewing it. But also, mm, oh man, I genuinely quite love this. It's like thinning anything out is actually not such a bad thing because it makes it easier to, as I call it, make that walk. When I experience flavors, I'm taking a walk, and then the more ingredients you add, it makes it a longer walk, which gives you more time to appreciate the flavors. So with this, I get yeah, you get like the fruitiness and the like it's not cinnamon, but some kind of baking spice up front from the Four Roses. You get a little bit of the vermouth. You get a little bit from the lemon peel. The Angostura bitter sprite. The Angostura bitters sort of spice is like the floor on all this. It's just accompanying every note. It's yeah. What else was in here? Do I detect much of the apple? I think the apple gets oh no, it comes in at the end, so you get like baking spices, fruitiness, like the kind of bittersweetness, the lemon, and then you get like apples at the very end, but just a wisp, and I think that's the note that the club soda is hiding. So like the club soda, if you don't do that, you might actually taste the apple juice, and that's actually like really, really tasty. And then it goes down really smoothly, has like a little bit of a very pleasant, like fruity aftertaste with a little bit of like lingering spice. This is a well-crafted drink. Now, it's not one of my favorite drinks ever, but it's definitely a good drink. Like, it's objectively a well thought out drink, a really good drink. I would give this an A tier, which I think would make it the first A tier. Ah, where's the window? Okay. Yeah, the Fringe Reaver gets an A tier. I genuinely think this is a quite good drink. And it is like a couple of steps away from being S tier, genuinely. So let's move on to the next drink. And spoiler alert, I've actually already had the next drink. So you'll have to forgive me. It won't be as surprising, but it's also been like months since I've tried it. So there won't be too much spoilers, but also just know that I've already done it. So just give me 1 sec. I'm gonna wipe this down again, and I'm going to get the next drink set up. Alrighty, next up is going to be. Whoa. Okay, so next up is going to be the Fringe. I was gonna say the Fringe Weaver. That's the one we just reviewed. I took another sip of it while you were gone. It actually is quite good. The Grizzly Temple. The Grizzly Temple. Now, spoiler alert, I've tried this before. It's okay. It is a very interesting drink. It's vodka, creme de menthe, lime juice, ginger ale. So the last time we used ginger ale, it was such a weak flavor that I realized, okay, no, we can't use ginger ale. We need to use actual ginger beer. If you actually want ginger flavor in your cup, you will need ginger beer and mint. I love working with mint. I generally love ginger beer, so I was very curious about this recipe already, so I wanted to give it a go, and it's pretty decent. But let's remind myself how good it was. So it needed a shaker, right? Yeah. So first things first, we're gonna need vodka. Next, creme de menthe. Now, be careful. There's peppermint schnapps and there's creme de menthe. They are two different things. Creme de menthe is a lot more sweet, a lot more rich, and it tastes more like sugary. It's like a sweet melted like mint flavor, whereas like a much more mellow melted mint flavor, whereas as peppermint schnapps tastes like intensely like a peppermint hard candy, and that's not what you're going for. You really want to, if you're looking for creme de menthe, you want creme de menthe. If you want peppermint schnapps, you use schnapps. They are different enough that there is a significant difference to what you use. Now, some recipes do not care. So some recipes say like, oh, put peppermint schnapps or creme de menthe. If that's true, then it doesn't matter. If it does call for specifically one or the other, you should always use the right one. So don't replace these creme de menthe with peppermint schnapps or vice versa. Lime juice. I should actually keep this all on screen, shouldn't I? Lime juice, we're just gonna need half a lime. Ginger beer. Once again, we are replacing the ginger ale with ginger beer because last time we used ginger ale, it was not a strong enough flavor to justify flavor to justify using it. It did not add anything. We could not taste the ginger. So ginger beer, much more intensely ginger flavor. So we will use ginger beer instead. Oh yeah, and the mint, But the mint is strictly a garnish, so we'll add that at the end. So first things first, let's get our shakers ready and squeeze in our lime. Just half an ounce of lime. One ounce of vodka. 1 ounce of vodka. Let's use this one to be fancy. else about vodka, but that will be saved for another video. One ounce of creme de menthe. Another thing about creme de menthe, just specifically this brand, which I love, is that like most creme de menthes are actually clear as far as I'm aware, but like this creme de menthe is really green, and then so like there's all that stuff about how you eat with your eyes. I do think it's true, and like when you have this bright green creme de menthe, and it really makes you feel like you're drinking a candy, and it's awesome. I use this for the mint cocktail. I meant like the VTuber Made Mint. For Made Mint's cocktail, I use this, and this is just the perfect green color for her. Should I remake my VTuber cocktails that I posted on Twitter so long ago as videos? Let me know. Oh yeah, and then very important, do not add any carbonated ingredients to the shaker for obvious reasons. Let me just load up on ice. I need to figure out a more efficient way of getting my ice prepared. Shake for like 10-15 seconds. Strain that into a nice, I keep wanting to say margarita glass. Why is this? A martini glass. Strain this into a martini glass. And look at that color. That is a beautiful color, honestly. Not the best wash line, but that's what the ginger beer is going to be for. 2 ounces of ginger beer. 2 ounces of ginger beer. There we go. What a beautiful wash line now. That is picture perfect. That is right where I want it to be. Now, I also need to get mint. I'll tell a quick story about that once I get it. Now garnish with the fresh mint, But whenever you garnish with fresh mint, you do need to give it a nice slap, give it a nice clap to release its oils. It needs a little impact to release its oils. That's why you always muddle mint into things like mojitos, and that's why whenever you serve it with a sprig of mint, you have to clap it so that it can release its oils, and then when you drink from it, you want to drink from the minty side so that your nose gets pressed into the mint, and you can enjoy that smell as you sip from it. So it's not bad. It's I do enjoy this drink. I do love me a minty drink. One of my proudest inventions is a drink I made for Made Mint. Both of them. One was way more popular than the other. Both the I forget. It was like a grasshopper variant. Yeah. One was like a very strict grasshopper variant, and one was a corpse survivor variant. But I added mint to them, like fresh mint to it, and they both ended up so good. Now, this doesn't nearly have the complexity as those. The other one has like creme de cacao, so it's like mint chocolate and all sorts of good stuff. This basically is mint, sweet mint and ginger. So it's like a weird mint ginger soda. Which, for the record, is very delicious. It's just not particularly complex. All it is, it's a two-step process. It's minty, and then it's gingery, and that's it. Those are the notes. Quite nice, honestly. It's drinks don't need to be complex. Drinks do not need to be like super sophisticated and like, oh, it's like 15 steps worth of flavors. No, like me and NJ in chat talked about the pina colada, which is a stupid simple drink too, but it's delicious, and that's all that matters. This is delicious, and that's all that matters. It's just not particularly complex, and that's why I said this story. I have thoughts about vodka. That's why I said I had thoughts about vodka. Vodka does not contribute any flavor to this at all. All it does is make it stronger so that it gets you drunk faster. That's all it does. But it's good. Sometimes you want that. Sometimes you just want to add firepower to what would be a very weak drink. Like if this did not have vodka in it, it would have a very weak. It would not have any strength to it. It wouldn't have any punch behind it. Because it has the vodka, it has punch behind it. Beneath that very simple, very lovely flavor. The color looks so good. Yeah. That's one thing I will say, like anything you make with creme de menthe is gonna have this beautiful color to it, and so I love the way this looks for sure. You make this at a party, people are going to love it. It's a simple drink. They do not need a particularly refined palate to enjoy this, and it looks pretty, so people are gonna want it. It's like, ooh, what's that? I want to try it. I genuinely think it's quite good. I think this gets a B from me. Yeah, okay. Where is it? Yeah. Well, let's put this over here. I think it's good enough for a B. It is a very nice drink. It does taste quite good. It's just not. It's not particularly complex, but like I said, it doesn't have to be. It's a pretty good drink, all considered. next one's gonna be real easy. So I'm not. I won't even need either. I won't even need the shaker. So I just need to do a quick rinse down, a quick wipe down. So give me a sec. I do wonder sometimes if I should actually come back to Twitch at some point. At the very least, at the very least, thinking about like, okay, if I'm gonna have to take these like cleanup breaks after every drink, I'd that would be a prime time to run an ad, and then like there's a little less downtime because like I'm gonna be away from the screen anyways to like clean up my area, and then to clean up some of my equipment. So, that's probably. I don't plan to go back to Twitch for the time being, but also like I'm starting to see some of the benefits of like returning to Twitch with this kind of content. Anyways, the next drink is going to be the Gut Punch, which is a very simple drink, but we take it in a very interesting direction. And as you can see, it's even it is just a solid orange. It is very interestingly simple, I would say. So it is simply whiskey, orange juice, and tonic water. But if you read the description, if you read the whole thing from Nano-chan, who appears to be the one who made this drink, it is aged Irish whiskey they're going for. Now, for one thing, all whiskey is aged. But I decided to get something that does specifically mention that it's aged, just to make sure that I was right. I'm not actually very well informed on Irish whiskey. This will be the first one that I buy that isn't Jameson, which I don't tend to like. So let's see what this is about. Writer's Tears. I looked up like good whiskeys, and this one came up. A unique variant of single pot still and single malt Irish whiskey, triple distilled and for extra smoothness, aged and matured to perfection in flame charred bourbon barrels. So it's aged. There we go. Aged Irish whiskey. How do I? There we go. Weird secondary thing. Orange juice. Now, could I have gotten oranges and fresh squeeze them? Sure. I'm not sure that's I don't like wasting oranges in that way. I would need to make an orange super juice to feel comfortable about doing that. Because like oranges are delicious for actually eating, unlike limes and lemons. And those limes and lemons are relatively small and cheap, so it is easier to like be able to go through those. Whereas like with oranges, like I would like to eat the oranges. I don't want to just juice them and then toss the rest away. And then finally, tonic water. I'm very curious where they got the idea for tonic water, but we'll see. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. It contains orange juice, so it does need to be shaken. So I will need to clean my shaker. My bad. Okay, sorry about that. I even leveled up. I made sure to pre-fill it with ice so that I don't have to go back and do it. So I can't believe I didn't think about that until now. Okay, into our shaker. Once again, do not put anything that's carbonated into the shaker. We are going to go. Where are the proportions here? So it's going to be 1 ounce orange juice and 1 ounce whiskey. 2 ounces of whiskey. Just each side of this dumbbell. So 1 ounce of orange juice. Now 1 ounce of this whiskey. 1 ounce of Irish whiskey. Yeah, okay. 1 ounce of Irish whiskey. You know, I've never actually tried this. Let me just take a quick sip of it before I pour it into the shaker. Oh, that's different. Okay, so despite being aged in bourbon bottle, ugh, despite being aged in bourbon barrels, it doesn't taste particularly like bourbon. It still has that like weird sort of Irish whiskey taste I remember from Jameson, but maybe it does taste better than Jameson is the thing. So it's like a better version of it's like I think what Jameson was supposed to be. But let's give this a whirl, see how this goes. I might have to make an old fashioned with this to properly see what this is like. And then we're just gonna give this a good hard shake. Okay. Straight Strain it into our glass. Ooh, yeah, that's the right color. It's a little bit of a strange color, but that's the right color. Make sure we get every drop. Okay. And then finally we top with 2 ounces of tonic water. Honestly, whenever something asks you to top it, I would just top until the top of the wash line, to the top of the cup, so that the wash line is at the top of the cup. But like, I'm gonna follow the directions to the T. So, like, I really want to make sure it's their recipes, so that I'm properly trying their recipes. Yeah, and I would top it off with a little more. If it needs more, we can always, yeah. And there we go, the gut punch. Named such because it's presumably very strong. I mean, it is a gut punch because it's bad. Oh boy, this is really, really bad. Okay. Okay, unironically, it tastes a little bit like vomit. Hooray, you made it. Welcome, Chiefity. So glad you can make it. Unfortunately, you came in during the worst drink. Oh, man. I'm really glad you could show up, though. I really appreciate you. Holy crap. I can't exaggerate how bad this is. Like, let me try to walk you through the flavors, because it just was like a cacophony of bad. First of all, the orange juice. The orange juice is the problem. Let's get that out of the way. The orange juice is the problem, because the first thing it does is that it's just a very huge step of is a very huge step of orange juice, and then you get to like the weirdness of the. So it's a huge step of orange juice, and then you get like the weird or the notes of the Irish whiskey. Like I might need to try more Irish whiskeys, see if they're good. But this definitely doesn't help flavor it. So like you get the weird stuff of the Irish whiskey that I'm not used to, and then like it finishes on like that's the tonic water, right? Oh yeah. That's the tonic water. It finishes on like that bitter quinine like medicinal note of the tonic water. That's like another huge step. So you get like the huge step of orange juice because it's covering up the whiskey. You get like a weird sense of the Irish whiskey, which is not particularly pleasant is the issue. And then you get another big step of the tonic water, like that medicinal or tonic like flavor, which is just very unfortunate. Like it's it none of it pairs together well, and in fact a lot of it is really bad. Like it the second sip, I swear it did taste just like vomit. So this is an F tier. Do not waste his time making this, and do not go out of your way to spend money to make this drink. My PC's still in the shop. I may or may not get back to it tomorrow. Oh man, hopefully all that stuff resolves itself for you, Chibadi. I'm sorry all that happened to you, and I'm sorry for the slow response. I was still in the middle of my explanation, but yeah, it's tough stuff you're dealing with right now. I'm hoping you can get through that. Okay, so it's like that. Okay, yeah, it's this one. This is F tier. This is very clearly F tier. This is just a bad drink, and isn't even trying to be a bad drink. It's not even trying to be a good drink. It was just sort of like what feels strong here. Ugh. Okay. I'm gonna set that aside, get everything cleaned up, and then we'll move on to the next drink. And thank goodness for that, because I don't think I can have another sip of that. I'm sorry that you made paint thinner. I'm unclear. I'm unclear if paint thinner might taste better. I'll be right back. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's move on to the next one. Actually, so how long have we been going? This is relevant. Okay, yeah, it's been an hour, so let's actually do an update on the Zen Star that we started on. Okay, so now we're back, and so I now have prepared a second cup with a. I'm realizing that this might not be big enough. Let me get a bigger thing. But so we need to prepare a second container with a funnel and a coffee filter, because now, as you can see, not sure how well you can see, there is like a separation occurring within the milk now, thanks to the acidity of the lemon, like curdling up the milk. So we're gonna separate those curdles by like running it through a filter, but I'm gonna need a bigger thing. Give me one moment. Hopefully this thing is big enough. Yeah, let's see how this does. So we're gonna pour this into that now, I believe, right? Let me just check that. So Zen Star is near the back. We're getting a little bit of spoilers here. Stay aside for an hour. Set up a strainer lined with a coffee filter. Place over a bowl and liquid measuring cup. Pour the curdle mixture into the filter and let strain for another hour, or place it overnight. I want to drink this today, so let's just pour our curdle mix. Shoot. Okay. Well, I can't pour the full thing in yet. Hopefully some didn't get through the filter. And hopefully I didn't waste much of it by spilling. Okay. Okay, that is going to take a while too, so I wonder if I can. Ooh, that does not seem stable. Okay. Well. I did not think this through well enough. I guess I'm just gonna have to let it sit here, like, near me, but I don't want to make a mess. How do I want to approach this? That's an interesting setup. The milk has been spilled. Yeah. I mean, no use crying over it, but oh boy, I'm not. Oh boy, that's gonna be tricky, because I have to wait for it to do this and then pour the rest of this in. So I'm not sure how I want to approach that. I guess so. I'm gonna set this aside again, and then, like, maybe once this drains a little bit, I'm going to set it aside again, and well, just off camera, I'm going to like pour the rest in, and hopefully this all drains by the end. So we'll see. And before that becomes an unpleasant color later on in the video, but hopefully it will be fine. I've never seen a coffee filter used with milk before. I've never seen it either. Apparently though, so what's going to happen is, like, because of the lemon juice, it's gonna curdle and like separate into curds and whey. And then so like the curds are gonna stay in the coffee filter, and then the whey is just going to drip down into the bigger glass. And then so the hope is that eventually that mixture will become clear, and then so we'll have a clear liquid that's our cocktail, because that wasn't just milk, it was milk and sake and green tea and sugar and milk. And then when all that like drips through, it is going to be a clear substance that is going to be the cocktail. So I'm very interested to see how that turns out, but I'm also worried that we're gonna spend a lot of time and it's gonna be screwed up. But enough with that. Next drink. So the Mars Blast. This one's served in a very cool looking cup. Lemon was in there too, right? Yeah, an ounce of, well, 1 lemon's worth of juice, milk, sake, and green tea, and sugar. Simple syrup, more light, but sugar nonetheless. So the Mars Blast. It's a very interesting drink. Another orange drink because it contains orange juice, as you can see. And so this is going to contain 2 ounces of tequila, 1 ounce of lemon juice, 3 ounces of orange juice, 2 bitters, a 1/4 teaspoon of hot sauce, and more tonic water. Given how the last one went, I'm not actually that thrilled about this one, but let's compile these ingredients though. We have tequila. I had to buy a new thing of tequila for this. Apparently, this is a pretty good brand. It called for an ounce of lemon juice, so we're gonna take two halves of lemon. More orange juice. Angostura bitters. Hot sauce. We're just gonna use Tabasco here. And then more of the tonic water. So let's assemble this in our shaker. I won't lie, I'm not particularly thrilled about this one. Given how the last one went. Nice. Okay, so oh, and I'm realizing too, this recipe didn't call for simple syrup, so I'm wondering if we're gonna have the same problem we had in last week's episode where we didn't have, because a lot of those drinks didn't have simple syrup, they were just really unbalanced. So let's see here. Let's juice 1 ounce of lemon. Juice 1 ounce of lemon. Three ounces of orange juice. One and a half. Three. Two dashes of Angostura bitters. Two dashes of Angostura bitters. They say a 1/4 teaspoon of hot sauce. I'm just gonna put, so that seems like 1 dash would be enough. I'm not sure why hot sauce is in so many of these recipes. Two ounces of tequila. I'm gonna have to open this one up. Two ounces of tequila. This is such a weird shaped bottle. I feel scared that it's gonna slip out of my grasp. Hot sauce in a drink. It's not as weird as you think. except also like this cookbook, this recipe book asks for hot sauce in a lot of drinks, and I'm not sure why. It does add to some of the drinks though, like having that tiny touch of salt. Like the salt in the hot sauce is what helps it, not like the spice. Because there is a I think it's a Kevin Costner, but he recommends pouring like a drop of saline solution, which is just salty water. He suggests pouring like a few drops of salty water into every drink because like it's like a pinch of salt in your cooking. It just brings out other flavors, and I don't actually disagree with that after pouring hot sauce in like 3 of these drinks. Like, it's not the spice, it's the salt content, but the salt content actually does help the drink in a weird way. You know what I mean? It's weird, but like I actually kind of see the purpose. And then of course, we're adding everything but the tonic water because you shouldn't put carbonated things in a shaker. Be right back. Okay, give it a nice hard shake for 15 seconds. I think I can do with less shaking, to be honest. I always default to more shaking just in case, but I think less might be more here. Something about this feels like it should be an open pour. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see where the wash line is, and then maybe I'll dump some of the ice as needed. So let's strain this into our glass. Oh no. It wants the ice. It wants the ice. So I would say this was I would say this is an open pour drink. And then we top with an ounce of tonic water. Perfect. My instinct whenever you top something with soda water is that you have to hit it with a spoon. You don't really need to serve it, you just need to hit it a few times to incorporate it properly. Oh no. Oh no, this one might be another bad one. But we'll see. Mars Blast. Okay, now that I think about it, no, this is like the weirdest tequila sunrise you've ever had? Because as tequila plus orange juice is already a thing. Hmm. This is a tequila sunrise. This is a tequila sunrise that someone tried to make more complex and failed at. A tequila sunrise is simply like tequila in orange. I believe it's just tequila in orange juice, and that's nice. Except that like the orange juice seeks to hide the flavor of the tequila, and this is particularly nice tequila, so I'm not I'm not actually keen on hiding it. The tonic water just adds once again the tonic water just adds like an unpleasant bitterness to it. The hot sauce actually does come through, but that's bad. I don't want the flavor of hot sauce in my drink. You get the spice of the Angostura bitters like right at the end. So like you get your big step of orange juice again, and then you get like hints of the tequila, like the pleasant tequila. I actually quite like good tequila. And then you get like this bed of weird like bitterness. So like on top of your big step of orange juice and your small step of like all the complex tequila flavors that are like shortened because of the fact that it's so covered up. Like you're sitting on a bed of like weird bitterness that comes from the saltiness, that comes from the tonic water, that comes from the Angostura bitters. Like the Angostura bitters, you can't really taste it, but you can feel its presence. And then the Angostura bitters comes at the end, reminding you that it's there, but like not in a pleasant way. And I love Angostura bitters is the thing. I actually really like Angostura bitters is the thing. And so like the fact that Angostura bitters does not work in this drink, and in fact takes away from this drink, is kind of a bad thing. I don't want to give it an F, but like also I don't feel like it's heading in any good directions. I think it's just the tequila sunrise that someone tried to make more interesting, which okay. When I look at it that way, I don't hate the attempt. I just think they went in a completely wrong way to do that. There isn't a path this way to make a fancier tequila sunrise, but I appreciate the effort of making a fancier tequila sunrise. There are much easier and better ways to do that, and so I think I'm gonna give this a D for that, but it's like the lowest possible D I can give it. Let alone the fact that once again it needed simple syrup. If you add like an ounce of simple syrup to this drink, it becomes infinitely better. Because if you add an ounce of simple syrup, it like balances out all those bitter and sour flavors to like create that sweet and sour medley that really brings drinks together. Like I think with a ounce of simple syrup, it becomes a C tier. In fact, let's try that. Let's actually try to add like, let's say like 3/4 ounce of simple syrup. It's just normal 2-to-1 simple syrup. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna have to hit that with a spoon and like properly properly mix that. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Immediately on that spoon lick, it was better. Yeah. That little bit of a simple syrup, it doesn't save the drink. It's still like a mediocre drink, but it really brings together all the ingredients a lot better. It like ties together these flavors, so they're not like step by step. They're like, well, they are step by step now. So instead of like being separated by like different areas, you have like them running in tandem. So yeah, and this was my complaint with so many of the drinks last week, was that like there was no balance between between like the sourness of a lot of the flavors, because they didn't add a simple syrup to like balance it with sweetness. Yeah, this is massively improved with some simple syrup. It's still a D to me. Like, it's the wrong direction to make a more fancy tequila sunrise, but but it is better in the fact that it's there's a there is more of that sort of thing. Who did something? Whoa, what happened? I'm actually not sure what happened. Did someone slip slurp? I'm not actually seeing what happened. What happened? I didn't catch the alert in time. But thank you whoever for whatever just happened. And I'm sorry for not catching it. I'll be right back while I set up the next drink. Okay, I'm very curious. So I have to check. I need to like whatchamacallit. I need to refresh something to see what just happened because I feel bad for whoever might have subscribed or something that I didn't see. Unless some crazy person like legit donated to me and it was like, why would you donate to me? I'm such a bad streamer. I'm such a bad YouTuber. What the heck is going on? Where did that alert come from? Whoa, holy crap. Okay. I think someone just tipped me $1. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, whoever tipped me $1. I mega appreciate you. Holy moly, thank you. That's awesome. Holy crap. What is going on? What is going on? Wait a second. Who's tipping me why? And then like where is this coming from? If you're in the if you happen to be in the YouTube Shorts version, I'm sorry if I can't see your text. I genuinely don't know why I don't see them. But thank you so freaking much. That's insane. Thank you. They just sent another one. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. But thank you. Okay. Anyways. Man. I wish I was more on top of this. I don't know where or I can see those settings actually. Maybe let's take a moment to sorry about this because I just really want to make sure of stuff, you know? So it would be stream elements, right? Yeah, you'll have to give me a sec because I'm like if anyone's donating to me at all, it is truly like a life changer. So I just wanna be sure, you know. I want people to know that I appreciate them, and so I want to make sure that I'm like getting into it properly. What the heck? Yeah, I don't actually know. But yeah, I don't actually know, but it's whoever's tipping me right now. Thank you so much. Okay, next one up is the Mercury Blast. Oh boy, right. So, it's a very interesting blue color, but that blue is gonna come from blue curacao, which I've talked about before. It's not a particularly high quality ingredient. It the main purpose is to paint your drinks blue, and it does have a little bit of that's a delightful orange liqueur flavor. The issue being that like is nowhere near as good as like an actual orange liqueur like a Grand Marnier would be. So, blue curacao tends not to be a great ingredient. The other part that's making me a little bit hesitant is that it calls for cinnamon whiskey. The only cinnamon whiskey I have right now is Fireball, which I kind of roasted last week because I did not think it was very good. I think it's very flat. I don't think it's very. It is a bite of cinnamon with a little bit of like weird whiskey-ish flavor. Plus blue curacao. Plus what is 75? They said 75 ounces of lemon, so I'm gonna go with half a lemon and squeeze the heck out of it. Try to get as much lemon out of this as possible. And then we just shake that because it contains juice. And as has been previously mentioned before, these are sweet, but these don't balance without any simple syrup. So the fact that there's no simple syrup in this is a little bit concerning already. Juice our lemon half. Try to get all of it as possible because I want that. They did call for like more than half an ounce, but less than 1 ounce. One ounce. Oh shoot! I forgot to get my other one back. 1 ounce of cinnamon. 1 ounce of cinnamon whiskey. And half an ounce of and half an ounce of blue curacao. This is not going to make very much as well. Be right back. Okay. Shake with ice. Probably just gonna give it a nice 10-second shake. And apparently this fills a double shot glass. So We didn't have one of those, but we have the closest thing. Ooh, it really took on the blue of the blue curacao. Yeah, I would have needed an incredibly small glass, but so this was the best I can do. So this is Mercury Blast. We had Mars Blast before, and now we have Mercury Blast. That fireball is not good stuff. It's not undrinkable for sure. It really isn't undrinkable. It's just there's really nothing to this drink, really. Could I balance this with could I balance this with some amount of simple syrup? Could I balance this with some simple syrup? Sure, it would be better, but it's not. It's not good to begin with. Is the issue? I'm almost debating if it's an F just because there's no ceiling to this. Like all it is like so. Actually, maybe. So the potential is using something better than Fireball. If you're trying to make a cinnamon whiskey, and I need to try this at some point, if you're going to grab a cinnamon whiskey, I think you would be better off buying a bourbon that is already like kind of that's already good, kind of spiced, and then just infusing cinnamon into this. Like take a bottle of this, or like take some amount of a bottle of this. Just set it aside and put like cinnamon sticks in it. Grind some cinnamon in it, or like whatever. Like add a bunch of cinnamon to it, and then you would have a much richer, a much more delicious bourbon. That's also a good you would have a more delicious bourbon that's also infused with a lot more cinnamon, so you get that cinnamon punch. And then like you have something semi interesting here. Yeah, it's just dominated by like that cinnamon bite of the Fireball. And then you get like the undertones of the blue curacao and the lemon juice. That, yes, while we would bring it together with simple syrup, just isn't that complicated or interesting. And that's a shame, because there's a lot more interesting ways you can go with this, but it's just not interesting as is. It would make for a very unique sort of whiskey sour if you balanced it with more simple syrup, and two, if you just used the good bourbon, and then if you just used the good bourbon and then added cinnamon to it reactively. So I think that earns that a D tier. It's not an F. It's not a pure failure, because it's like it is following a formula that works. It's just that it's a formula that demands better whiskey. Oops, wrong window. D tier. me clean up and get the next one up. Okay. Next on the docket. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. So we had Mars Blast, we had Mercury Blast, and now we have Moon Blast. It's a very interesting red color. Let's see if the top one you can see it well. Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting red color, and it's got a lot of ingredients here. So we got white rum, blue curacao, simple syrup. Already makes it better in my book, given how much we've talked about like lacking balance. Pomegranate juice, pineapple juice, and club soda. So this might taste like a weird sort of tiki drink. I'm actually kind of excited for this one. This one might be quite good, I think. So for white rum, we have Bacardi, and to go on my spiel again, the labels of like white rum, dark rum, etc., anything describing the color of the rum is a meaningless label. I believe black rum does mean something, but it's like that. It's like artificially colored to be black. Whether it says white rum on it or not doesn't matter. What matters is how it's made. And then so like they would tell you like it's pot stilled, it's coffee stilled, it's whatever stilled. The actual color of the rum is meaningless because an old rum could be clear like this, or a young rum can be really colored like an amber color. So the color of the rum doesn't really matter, but for the sake of argument, I did want to get something that said white rum on it to make sure that's like I'm following the recipe properly. So Bacardi white rum. More blue curacao. Simple syrup, just my homemade recipe of just 2-to-1 simple syrup. Pomegranate juice. Pretty interesting. Pineapple juice. Yes, it's in a can. Much like oranges, I don't buy pineapples just to juice them because that feels like a waste because you actually eat pineapples. And finally, more club soda. I'll just use the same bottle from before. Assemble these. Now the irony is that this one asks for simple syrup, and then for once it's one that doesn't need it, because like pineapple juice and pomegranate juice are sweet enough that they can substitute the sugar content, whereas like if you're relying on other spirits to do that, it's not good enough. It's genuinely too strong to basically be able to mask any of that. But with this, like, we finally have simple syrup, except that now it doesn't necessarily matter. The rule is to always go cheapest to most expensive, so I would say let's use our dumbbell this time. 1 ounce? Yeah, 1 ounce of simple syrup. 2-to-1. 2-to-1 is what I use. I don't know what they use, but you should always use 2-to-1. For reasons I want to explain in a video one day. Of pineapple juice. That is a very scant amount of pineapple juice. One ounce of pomegranate juice. Well, it's too big. It's gonna. There we go. 1 ounce. A splash. Where's my other hand? A splash of blue curacao. Now, a splash usually refers to one of these. You put style. You put your thumb on top of the nozzle, but like with it slightly open, and you just dip your hand to let a little bit pour it. That's what people generally mean when they want a splash. And finally, an ounce and a half of white rum, which again is a meaningless term. I keep forgetting to get water set up, so you'll have to forgive me. I'll be right back again. Probably give it a nice like 12-second shake. Okay. Test, test. Has my mic been out this whole time? Have you been hearing me? That's actually really important. Has my mic been out? It just disconnected on me. Anyways, Moonblast. I forgot to add simple syrup. I forgot to add simple syrup, and that's a testament to how. No, wait. No. I did. You were doing in PvP resets, so you're not entirely sure. Oh no. There might be a long section with no audio. I'll have to voice that over. But oh gosh. That's dangerous. But you can hear me now, right? Yeah, that's quite good actually. And this time, this time, the simple syrup is the problem. The simple syrup is the problem in the other way. It didn't need it. It is very cloyingly sweet. It is overly sweet because pineapple juice and pomegranate juice is really sweet. So that does sufficiently balance the other flavors. You don't need the simple syrup for that. Yeah, you can hear me now? Okay, that's good. That's good. You get the nice mix of the ingredients. You also don't need the club soda. The club soda thins it out too much, but it's you do get a nice blend of um, the different juices. You get the pineapple juice, you get the pomegranate juice. You do get a nice hit of the rum. Now it needs a stronger rum, and I feel like they wanted white rum so that it can have this gorgeous color. I mean, you can't see it due to the white ice, but if we use better ice, like this is gonna be like a spectacularly red color. It'd be a really beautiful red color. Yeah, you do not need the club soda. It thins it out too much, and we already use a relatively weak rum, so it's kind of hard to detect, but it's there and it blends with the other parts very well. I'm very tempted to give this an A, but I think it's a B because of the way they took away from it. Ironically, by adding things, by adding the club soda, by adding the simple syrup, they did take away from the drink. It dilutes it too much now, as opposed to laying these flavors, or laying these flavors, let their freak flag fly. Freak flag fly. I'm gonna use a different term. Laying these flavors show their stuff a lot more prominently. Yeah, this is good. I like this one a lot. It does have that tiki vibe to it. It's very nice. It's very fruity. It's very tropical. It does have some decent complexity to it. I quite enjoy this drink quite a lot, but I I I can't give it I can't give it an A because of the ways that they took away from it. Yeah, I really just can't justify giving this an A for the way they took away from it, but it is quite good. Okay, it's that one. Just wanted to make sure. It is a pretty good drink. I'm gonna give it a B. Okay. So let me get set up for the next one, and then we'll do it. And hopefully I didn't lose too much audio. Oh my gosh, I'm so worried now because I'm worried about how long I didn't have audio. You can hear me now. The operative the operative verb there is now. Oh, and that kind of worries me. It kind of worries me that you said now. It feels like it implies that my mic was off for a good long period, but hopefully not. I'll have to review the VOD later. I also have bad news. I don't think the milk clarification thing is going well. It's not dripping through the coffee filter, so I'm not sure what's going on there, why it's not dripping through, but it's going to take forever at this rate. So either we're not gonna get to it, and then we'll just prepare it. Like, I'll just keep it in the fridge and prepare it for the next week, or well, I don't think it'll last till next week. I'll just prepare it off screen. I'll just prepare it off stream, or we're just gonna have to skip that one, which is unfortunate. That was the one I was most looking forward to. But what can you do? I'll be honest, I had no clue because I had my phone for phone headphones on for certain stuff. Okay. Here's hoping then. Here's hoping. I really, really hope there's not like a full hour of like no audio for some reason. Okay, so the next one is the Piano Man. Both of these, so we're a little bit of spoilers. We're gonna have the Piano Man and the Piano Woman. And the difference apparently is that the Piano Man is stronger, has more like intense ingredients, whereas the Piano Woman is gonna be mellower. So I think I'm gonna like the Piano Woman more because I think they're gonna balance it better, given the nature of everything we've gotten so far. Yeah, hopefully that isn't the case. Yeah. I'm really terrified of that because it means I'm gonna have to reshoot some stuff. The Piano Man. So it's a very, very cool, like blue drink. And it has tequila, blue curacao, violet liqueur. I have a little bit of a story with the violet liqueur. Simple syrup, lime juice, and water. The water's an interesting one, but we'll see. They probably wanted to dilute it a little bit. So we're back with the tequila. It's pretty nice stuff, so hopefully it stands out more in this particular one. More blue curacao. Once again, it is a paint. Blue curacao and tequila go well together. We're halfway to a margarita already. Violet liqueur. This one was interesting because for a long time I thought I could just use any violet colored liquor, and so I got, well, I already had Empress Gin, which is a very beautiful blue liquor. Spirit. It's gin that's infused with butterfly pea blossom to turn it blue. The issue is that the issue is that that's not what violet liqueur is. They aren't talking about the color. This is literally a liqueur made from violets. So it's blue, but it's made with the flower it's named after. So I remember like, oh yeah, I'll be fine. I have Empress Gin, and then realizing, wait, there's a creme de violet. Oh no, wait, there's actually a violet liqueur. One ounce of lime juice, so I have a lime prepared. and water. I just have a little pitcher of water ready. So let's assemble this. I believe you top it with water, so I don't think you add it to the shaker, but let me check that real fast. Oh no, you do add the water. I'm tempted to skip it because the whole point of shaking is diluted. While you're shaking, the ice slightly melts. So you're adding some of the ice into, you're already adding water when you shake with ice, because I mean, obviously ice is frozen water. You're already adding water, and you're adding a significant amount. You're adding like an ounce to your, like whatever you pour in, you add like 1 ounce to your final pour. So you shouldn't need to add water is the thing. But I'll follow, as always, I'll try to follow the recipe as closely as possible. So I'm excited that they actually specify some simple syrup. Yeah. Half an ounce of simple syrup. Juice or lime. 1 ounce of lime juice. Okay. Quarter ounce of blue curacao. Where did I put it? Quarter ounce of blue curacao. Oh gosh. It was a little more than an ounce, but we should be able to compensate. One and a quarter ounce of tequila. That is very specific. So let's go. 1 ounce plus a quarter. And then finally, 2 ounces of water, because they call for that, so I'm gonna follow the recipe. Which again, I feel like is pointless, but we'll see where they're going with this. Give it a good shake. Now, the cup that they used, the glass that they used in the image looked like a Glencairn. A Glencairn is meant for tasting. It's not really meant for pouring cocktails. You fill it up to there because then, like, the funneling effect lets the smell go out, and so you can sniff your drink. You can get a feel for its nose, and then you taste it, and then you figure out what the flavor profile is. So you're not really meant to drink from this, but I'm trying to stick to as accurate of the glassware as possible. I don't have all the glassware, but I'm trying my best. Whatever the water did, it helped with the wash line at the very least, because that is near the top. That is nice. The Piano Man. That is a margarita. Did I not put the creme de violet in? I might not have put the creme de violet in. Let me taste this real fast. Because without the creme de violet, this is simply a margarita. Oh god, the cap is stuck. The cap was stuck because it wasn't open. I forgot to put the violet liqueur in. We can add it after the fact. It's just not going to be as well mixed as we want it to be. Oh my gosh, look at the way it's affected the color. That is so cool. Holy moly. Wait a minute, that's so cool actually. Look at that now. Wow. Okay, that's a cool color. Let's see how this tastes. It takes it over. It tastes good, but this takes it over. So what they have made is a watered down margarita, and I mean literally watered down because they added water to it. You do not need to add water. It's good because a margarita is good. But then you add the creme de violet, which is a good liqueur. It really does taste good, but it overpowers it. It needed less creme de violet if you want this to be a part of its flavor profile, because too much of it seems to overpower it. All I taste really is the creme de violet. The violet liqueur. Yeah, so it's very much smothered by the violet liqueur, but like while you have that smothering, you are getting the typical, like, okay, the lime, the tequila, the like grassy tequila, with all its evolution, plus like the sweet sour thing going on with the tequila. Especially if it isn't watered down, you would get a lot more of that. So it does. I'm pretty sure the balance would be helped, and this wouldn't overpower so much if you don't water it down. If you don't put the 2 ounces of water, which again I thought was pointless, I think you get the like pleasant margarita thing that like nice limeade with like a bunch of the nice grassiness and the herbs and all the stuff that tequila is, with an overcoat now of the creme de violet that isn't overpowering. As this is, the violet liqueur is overpowering because we put a whole ounce in there. If it wasn't watered down, it might, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but it might have been a lot more balanced. So this is a good idea. This is a really good idea. That's of an elevated margarita that just didn't hit its mark. But it is a quite good idea. So I'm gonna give this a C because I do think this is so close to a good drink that like all it needs is a slight rebalance. The ingredients that are here are good. It's not my favorite, but it's gonna be someone's favorite. And that is exactly how I defined a C. Did I? Yeah. Whoops. And that is exactly how I define a C. Right. How are you guys holding up? Once again, I'm not nearly as drunk as you might expect me to be, simply because like I'm only taking sips of everything we've made so far. I'm not actually finishing these things. Some of them I didn't want to finish, so that certainly helps. But how are you guys doing? I'm doing okay. I feel like I could blast through at least a few more. I'm not sure if I can finish it today, but I definitely feel like I do feel like I got a few more in me. Let me know while I clean up everything real fast. Okay. Next up. So we had the Piano Man. Now we have the Piano. So, similar sort of very nice blue drink. Oh shoot, 1 second. So similar sort of blue color, but the ingredients are actually substantially different. Well, not substantially, slightly different. It's going to be a 3/4 ounce pour of dark rum, half an ounce of blue curacao, half an ounce of the violet liqueur again, 3/4 ounce of simple syrup, half an ounce of lime juice, and an ounce of tonic water. So we're going back to tonic water. Honestly, I'm not sure what the obsession is with all this tonic water. I like me a gin and tonic because those the like floral and herbal notes of gin does go well with like the quinine flavor of tonic water. I'm not sure why they keep trying to add it to other stuff. If you want to add soda water, that could be good. I don't understand the tonic water obsession here. So for the dark rum, we're gonna go with Planeray, also once known as same new name, same rum, once known as Plantation. I assume there were some people who did not like the name Plantation for fair reasons. So Planeray rum, this is a pretty good rum, and you'll note once again they asked for a dark rum. I will say it again, dark, light, white rum and dark rum are meaningless terms. That being said, this is called original dark. So I've used this rum before. This is a pretty quality rum. I do like the Planeray brand, and they make pretty good rums. And so this is a good rum. It's also called original dark for some reason, which is a meaningless term. But it is they call themselves a dark rum, so therefore I figured this would be an appropriate option. More blue curacao, more violet liqueur, simple syrup, which is my 2-to-1, as I mentioned. Half an ounce of lime juice, so I'll use 1/2 of a lime. And then more tonic water. I will remind you at each time, just in case, do not put any carbonated ingredients in a shaker. They're always meant to be topped at the very end. So let's build this. Weirdly, this one isn't watered down either, so into the tin we'll juice our lime. Whoa. simple syrup again? 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup. Two to one as always. Some people would call that rich simple syrup. I just call it normal simple syrup because that should be the normal. Half an ounce of blue curacao. Half an ounce of our lovely violet liqueur. The colors with the blue curacao and this violet liqueur is spectacularly beautiful. I'm gonna have to start making more things with violet liqueur, and I already have a good idea. And then where did I Why is the rum always gone? Found it. Interesting. Only 3/4 ounce of the rum. I guess maybe the person who made this isn't a particularly big fan of rum, but they only want 3/4 ounce of rum, which is insane to me. Usually, if you're pouring rum in, it is your main spirit. You'll put a full pour in there, 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces. Give it a shake. Okay. The way the lighting is, it sort of feels like it's just in that bowl thing, but I do believe that is a wine glass. Yeah, I'm seeing the base of it now. It is a wine glass, so it is an up glass of some kind. Not nearly as tall as this one, but it is served in an up glass like this, some kind of wine glass. Which I suppose is very ladylike if this is the piano woman. And given that you almost never use ice when you serve it up. Okay, I need to get a smaller glass. That is a really bad wash line, but that's my fault for picking the wrong glass. I needed to pick a smaller wine glass. Look at that. Look at that color again. Just the violet liqueur turns everything super beautiful. The piano woman. That is so significantly different from the piano man. And it's ironic that they say that the piano man has the stronger ingredients because this is so much stronger. Maybe because of the rum I use, because I'm using like a very high quality rum. Mm, mm. This is a good drink. This is unironically a very lovely drink. So simple syrup, lime juice, and rum. You already have a daiquiri. Oh wait, hold on. I forgot to add the tonic water. Hopefully this doesn't actually mess up that good experience I just had. An ounce of tonic water to top it off. Ooh, it gave it a little bit of a unique glow. Look at that. There's like a little bit, maybe it's more visible in the light, but there's a little bit of a glow to it now. But so, lime juice, simple syrup, and rum, you already have a daiquiri, which is a classic, and that should always be good. And then, like the other stuff you add, just in general, should always make it better. So that's already. It's gonna be hard for this to be a disappointment. It thins it out, but I don't think the tonic water did anything. Yeah, no, it's a. I don't think the tonic water is really coming through with this, which is honestly sort of a good thing. Oh, it comes at the end, and it's not bad. Okay. Yeah, so like my walk through this would be like, you get the strong like violet liqueur up front. It needs more rum. It definitely needs more rum. But like you get like the like caramel, the like bananas, the funky flavors of the rum, which is really nice. When do I get the lime juice? Up front. Ooh, I get a little bit of quinine up front. So you get the citrus and the quinine up front, and then you step into the violet liqueur territory, and it takes a relatively big step, but it's an actually like pleasant step. And then you get like that quinine lingers, so I guess as it does have that floor of the quinine, but this time it's a good thing from the tonic water. And then you're walking along that with that sweet and sour thing going on, along with the rum, which is delightful. Just the twist in terms of the rum that I can't really describe right now. Yeah, no, this I think this is a pretty successful drink. Yeah, this is really good. I think it's not perfect. It's not. I think there's. They've done a twist on the daiquiri that is quite interesting, quite good. I see it now. I know what the problem is. It's the blue curacao that's sort of like adding like a weirdness to it. Like there's a weird sort of fruitiness to it that like it doesn't need. And if you wanted the color, the violet liqueur provides the color already. So you don't need to add the blue curacao to make it a pretty color, because the violet's doing that job. And then so I think if you added a better curacao, this would be it honestly might be an S tier drink if you do that. So I think as it is, I'm like debating if I should give it an A, but I think I should give this an A. This is like very close to very good. I guess that would mean B, but like you add a little bit more dark rum, you bump it up to an ounce, you bump up, you replace the blue curacao with real curacao, and suddenly this is a banger drink, and this is already a very good drink. I'm gonna give it an A for its potential. Like it has S tier potential, while being in a like B plus drink. That's really good. That genuinely is really good. And it's on the precipice of being great. And then it has the growth potential to be an excellent drink. So yeah, happily give this an A. Happily give this an A. Okay. There are 5 drinks left. Not including the one that we were waiting to clarify. How are you guys doing right now? I said I might have a few more in me. I said that because I was starting to get drunk, and the issue with starting to feel drunk is that like that comes at you in stages. You're getting ready for bed now. I think if you're heading out tea, then I probably will too. I because like at the time I was like, oh, I think I can bang out like 2 or 3 more drinks. But then like as I was getting set up to drink the Piano Woman, I was like, oh no, wait, this is I am getting pretty drunk right now. So like I think this is a good time to call it for me too. So if you're heading out tea, I will too. Thank you for coming by, T and NJ and Chibidi and anyone who is lurking. If you are lurking here, thank you so much. Especially the guy who tipped me. Like, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate that like you think what I'm doing right now it was good enough to tip me. Like, that's crazy. This is the first time I've ever tried doing like a proper YouTube video, and it's, I don't know, I don't particularly think I'm doing very well. Oh, it's fun, like I love being able to like share my thoughts on drinks, but it's I'm just shocked that anyone would want to support me like that. So I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate whoever did that for me. Thank you so much. We will proceed with this tomorrow. There's, like I said, there's 5 more drinks, I believe. Yeah, there's 5 more drinks, so we'll finish off the 5 drinks, and then we'll figure it out from there. We're almost done with Karmotrine Dream. It's been a blast. Like it's fun being able to try other people's drinks, and so like hopefully one day I can have people like, hey, have you ever tried this drink? I'm gonna put in this, and this, and like get to try other people's drinks. I would enjoy that. So if that's something you want to do, like in the comment section, in just like my Twitter or whatnot, just fire away. I'm willing to try whatever you want to throw at me. And plus, like I love making drinks of my own too. So like people making these drinks, like sure, I've given some F tier, I've given some D tier, but I appreciate that they try. You know, like it's. Some people aren't even willing to try, so the fact that they're willing to do that is like, it's okay to make bad drinks. I've made bad drinks. I don't post them, but I make bad drinks too, so there's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, thank you all. I will see you next time.